Time to play ball. Roseburg baseball is coming up on The Score.
A line drive snagged out of the air at shortstop by Paxton Berg.
Don't miss any of the action this season. Subscribe to 1490 The Score on YouTube to catch every pitch.
And with a double at second, Danner Wirtz helping his own cause, gets Roseburg a run on the board.
Now, let's head to the field for the pregame show. Here's the voice of Roseburg High Sports, Joey Keeran.
Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon, as we get ready to bring you Roseburg High School baseball tonight on The Score. The Roseburg Indians welcome in the Willamette Wolverines for a Southwest Conference matchup. It's the first of 3 games between the two clubs this week. A single here tonight in Roseburg. They'll play a doubleheader coming up on Saturday in Eugene. It's Joey Keeran here with you as we kick off the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. As we get closer to the start of today's ball game, we've got to look at your Southern Septic Service starting lineups coming up for you in just a little while. Before we get to that, though, we'll have a word with head coach Troy Thompson as the Roseburg Indians get ready to take on the Wolverines. Coach Thompson will join us as a part of the Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. We'll have that for you here in just a minute or so. As we get ready for this one, it's a beautiful day for baseball. Roseburg coming off of a win. They get one against South Medford last week. It was the final one, and it was a doozy as Roseburg wins 18-7 on top of the Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Willamette Wolverines, they're coming off of a split in Medford as well. They were taking on North Medford down at Jim McAbee Field, and they ended up losing Game 2 5-4 after winning 6-2 in the opener. Both teams looking to try and start off the week on the right foot. It's a big matchup for the Indians as they look to try and repeat as conference champs. They're going to have to get a couple of wins here against the Wolverines, who currently are leading the Southwest Conference by a slim margin over the Sheldon Irish. We'll break down the matchup as we go along, but we've got to get to a break. When we come back, we'll talk with Coach Troy Thompson. When we return, it's our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview coming up next here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Social Security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Back with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Roseburg taking on the Willamette Wolverines, game 1 of this week's 3-game set for the Southwest Conference. And it's time now for our pregame coaches interview with head coach Troy Thompson, brought to you by Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local community and youth sports. Coach, guys are coming off of that split down on the road there against South Medford to wrap up things last week, and what was a marathon game too, but you guys came out on the right end and got to go home on the bus with at least a positive feeling in that series. I know it was a pretty tightly contested series with the Panthers until things got a little bit out of hand there in game 2, but how'd you guys come away feeling about last week? I know obviously the wins and losses weren't quite where you guys were hoping they'd be, but nonetheless it was competitive baseball for you guys.
Well, yeah, it was certainly that, competitive baseball. And unfortunately for us, we came out on the wrong end of a couple of close ones. Remembering back to the Tuesday game where we needed 3 outs to come away with a win in that game, and it didn't happen for us. And then game 1 Saturday to have the lead again late in the game, bottom of the 6th for South Medford when they scored 2 to take the lead and couldn't get it done in the 7th there to get another 1-run loss. So a couple of tough ones, but a great job by the kids to bounce back in game 2 Saturday and score a bunch of runs. And we're good on the mound with our starter. Got us as deep as he could and gave us a chance to score those runs. So, yeah, a good finish to a tough 2-game stretch there with a couple ball games we felt like we were in and had a chance to put away, but didn't get it done. And credit South Medford for that once again. But at the same time, there's some things we can clean up, and hopefully we can do that here this week. And as we move forward, it's always forward. You know, you can't go back and replay anything. It was nice to get the win in game 2 Saturday, like you said. You know, the old saying about after you get beat in game 1, the best thing you can do is get a split. So we were able to do that Saturday at South Medford, and now we're on to this week against once again a very good league opponent and a very good team in Willamette.
You know, I know you'd probably like to learn the lessons with a victory, but tight games where it kind of comes down to those small things, especially at the very end of the game, being 3 outs away and not able to close it out and having a lead late in that other one. I mean, obviously those are moments, and I'm sure you guys take every opportunity to have teachable moments for these guys. Do you feel like those last week provided some good opportunities for these guys to kind of experience some things in a group that is still experiencing a lot with a somewhat fairly young group still out there for you?
Well, that's the trick. If we can learn from our mistakes and try to eliminate some of those mistakes and give yourself a better chance to be on the right end of the scoreboard at the end of the game, that would be a good thing. But, you know, you and I have talked a long time and for many games about, you know, the game doesn't change and you've still got to be able to pitch it. So whether it's the first inning or the 7th inning with a small lead or trying to put a 0 on the board at any time playing defense is still a hard thing to do and something we have to continue to work at getting better at. And, you know, last week that bit us a couple times where we had, you know, 2 outs and nobody on and would end up giving up a run or 2 in that inning with a couple outs. And things like that we can work on and get better at. And hopefully we learn that lesson and can do a better job of that moving forward as we continue our league season here.
Things are continuing the league season. Things are getting down to the nitty-gritty here. We've got the 2 weeks left to go, and with the way the schedule's out, you've got 2 teams left on the schedule. So you kind of know where you're at in the league standings, know who's on the schedule ahead of you guys, and this week it's Willamette that's up there challenging for the conference title this year. As you guys kind of get to these big moments at the end of the season where it feels like the pressure amps up a little bit, is there ways you guys kind of try to get the guys to maybe not make anything bigger than the moment, kind of not make it bigger than just a game of baseball and going out there and throwing a ball to first for an out or throwing it over the plate for a strike or swinging at the plate? You know, is there ways that you can kind of try to keep guys from letting the moment overwhelm them?
Well, we hope we do that throughout the year. We try to, you know, kind of face every game, whether it's game 1 before spring break or our last game we're playing or the playoffs or this time in our league season, as you say, kind of getting down to it with a couple weeks left. If you try to simulate that with every game you play, and it's a big game and it's a pressure situation to go out and play well, then when you get to those big games or get to the end like we're getting to now, it shouldn't feel that much different. So we try to make it the same and approach every game with kind of the same attitude of, if we can do these things well in playing the game, then you know, it doesn't really matter who we're playing or what time of year it is, what part of the league season or any other part of the season it is. If you can do the things well you need to do to win baseball games, that should translate into giving yourself a chance. And that's where we're at. And we could continue to talk about those things. And like I said, you and I have talked about it at length, that you've still got to be able to pitch and get ahead and force hitters to hit pitches they're not real comfortable with sometimes. collect outs defensively and make routine plays defensively. And then at the plate, you've got to be aggressive. We talk about it a lot. We got to get on base somehow, some way, get on base, force action when we're on offense, and hopefully put some good swings together, like happened in Game 2 on Saturday. And when there's runners on base, and put a good swing on a baseball and have a chance to score, runs in multiple innings. So, once again, it doesn't change when we go to practice and what we talk about or work on. And hopefully, with a good workout yesterday and into today, this week, into another, once again, a league 3-game set here. Hopefully we can do those things and give ourselves a chance to be in some ball games. And when the game ends, you reevaluate and you go from there. And hopefully you come out with some positive results.
All right, Coach. Looking forward to it out there. Thanks so much for the time.
Thanks, Joey.
That is Coach Troy Thompson. We'll take our final 2-minute break. We'll come back with your starting lineups on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Welcome you back here as we get things started. The first pitch from starting pitcher Danner Wirtz will miss low and outside for ball one as we are underway here at 4:28 on this Tuesday afternoon. He will face off against Brody Butler, the center fielder for Willamette, will take outside, a lefty getting things started, and he's got a 2-0 advantage in the at-bat. We'll look at your Southern Septic Service starting lineups here as we go through this first inning. A ball up the middle, and Butler will have the first hit of the ball game as he will reach base and get on safely at first. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineup for the Willamette Wolverines. Butler leading it off in center field. Brady Berry, the shortstop, will bat next. Zeke Thomas, the second baseman, batting third. Colin Robbins, the catcher, will bat cleanup, followed by Jackson Dowdy, the pitcher, batting fifth. Remy Bollinger is the left fielder. He'll bat in the sixth spot. First pitch is in the air to Brady Berry out to right field, where it'll be the second baseman, Mason Young, that is there for the catch. And there is one out as Berry goes after the first pitch he sees from Danner Wirtz. Taking a look at the bottom of the order here, Berkeley Granberry, the first baseman, batting seventh. Mason Christian, the right fielder, hitting eighth. And the nine hitter is Landon Cook, the third baseman. One away. It's a pickoff throw over to first base, not in time. Tell you more about the starting pitcher for the Roseburg Indians as we get into this one here. Runner going, throw down to second base, and the throw will just get away as in safely to second base With one out will be Brody Butler. Steals second. At the plate, it's a 1-0 count for Zeke Thomas, the second baseman. Thomas will hit one up the middle. It is caught by the second baseman. Out at second base, Mason Young will snag that one before it hits the turf. There's 2 away. Nice defensive play up the middle for the Indians. On the mound for Roseburg, it is Danner Wirtz out there, the starting pitcher for the Indians. There's a look at his numbers. 4-2 on the season, 40 2/3 innings. He's got a 3.10 ERA, 39 strikeouts to 17 walks. First pitch, a grounder foul. This is Colin Robbins, the catcher, batting. Fouls off the first pitch with a man at second and 2 away. Oh, 1 delivery with 2 down and a man at second. Robbins, the lefty, will take a strike on the outside corner, and he falls behind 0-2. Top of the first, scoreless ball game so far. Danner Wirtz looking for the final out. Line drive shot out towards center field. It'll get down. Christian Corba will come charging in. He will throw to second, as that will drive in the first run of the ball game. Low line drive shot out towards center field. Corba came in, but by the time he got it out of his glove, was not going to have a chance to try and make a throw to the plate. And so there is the first run on the board on the RBI single by Robbins. Coming around to score was Butler. There is 1 in and 2 away. They will bring in a courtesy runner, I believe, at first base for the starting catcher. Jackson Dowdy. Dowdy, the pitcher, will get his first at-bat, look to help his own cause, try and keep this first inning going. First pitch in for a strike. Taking a look at the defense real quick here for Roseburg behind the plate. There's a pickoff throw at first, not in time. Bowers back behind the plate. Brady Popkin at first. Mason Young at second. On the left side, A.J. Black at third. Paxton Burke at short. And the outfield from left to right, Nick Ruiz, Christian Corba, and Fletcher Coleman. Ball goes to the backstop, and heading up to second base will be the courtesy runner for the catcher. Don't have a number on the front of the jersey for the guy out there. 3. That is going to be ball in the air down the right field side. In foul territory. Fletcher will let that one get away, out of play. That is Trevor Jones running out there, the courtesy runner. A 1-2 count. 1 run in so far on a couple of hits in the first for Willamette. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and Wirtz will finish it off with a strikeout. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. It is 1-0 Willamette in front here on 541radio.com and on the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back here at Champion Car Wash Field, let's go ahead and take a look at your starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians. Led by head coach Troy Thompson. It'll be Paxton Burke leading off at the shortstop position. Right fielder Fletcher Coleman will bat second. Center fielder Christian Corba batting third. The pitcher Danner Wirtz will bat cleanup. Third baseman A.J. Black hitting fifth. In left field, Nick Ruiz will bat sixth. Batting seventh, starting at first is Brady Popkin. Amos Bowers, the catcher, will bat eighth. And rounding out the starting nine is the second baseman, Mason Young. For the Willamette Wolverines, taking a look at their starting pitcher here today, that is going to be Jackson Dowdy. Dowdy getting the start, a second-team All-Southwest Conference infielder last year, committed to go to Lynn Benton. He will be on the mound for the Willamette Wolverines as we get things started in the bottom of the first. A 1-0 lead for Willamette. First pitch swung on and missed by Paxton Burke, who will lead things off for the Indians. 0-1 pitch. Chopper in front of the mat plate. It is fielded. A quick throw to first in time. Nice job by Dowdy off the mound to get that ball to first just in the nick of time. He got that one. He barehanded it and threw it to first. And just was able to beat Paxton Burke by a hair. So there's one away. Fletcher Coleman will bat. He takes low for ball one. Take a look at the defense for Willamette here in this first inning. The 1-0 pitch is chopped towards first base, foul. Taking a look around the diamond defensively. Behind the plate, Colin Robbins. Out at first base, Berkeley Granberry. At second, Zeke Thomas. On the left side, Landon Cook at third. And Brady Berry at short. In the outfield from left to right, Remy Bollinger, Brody Butler, and Mason Christian. A ball up the middle, and it'll get through. And there's a base knock to Fletcher Coleman, his first hit in the game, and the first hit for the Roseburg Indians. With one out, a man at first base for the Tribe as they trail 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Up to bat will be Christian Corba. Looking to keep a bit of a hot streak going for him at the plate. He takes the first pitch for a strike. So Bollinger, Butler, and Christian in the outfield from left to right. Not sure if I finished that off as Fletcher was getting on with the base hit. A 0-1 pitch here to Corba, the freshman for Roseburg. Fouls it back for strike two. One nothing game. Willamette scoring in the top of the first. Ball goes all the way to the backstop, handling it. And heading is the word I think I was looking for there. Heading to second base goes Fletcher Coleman. That's the issue with trying to do too many things here at once. Man in scoring position for the Indians with one away. Fletcher Coleman advancing on the wild pitch by Dowdy. The 1-2 to Corba. He'll hit it in the air out towards center field. Going back is Butler. He's got a read on it. Gets underneath it. Almost slipped. Tagging and heading for third. The throw to third base. Off the line and in safely will go Coleman. Two away for the Indians. But they've got the game-tying run now 90 feet from home. Corba fly out to deep center field on that one. Brings up Danner Wirtz. We'll try to tie this one up. After the Wolverines were able to get one against him in the top half of the first inning. Here in the bottom of the first, two down and a man at third. Dowdy's first pitch inside with his breaking ball misses for a 1-0 count. Jackson Dowdy was the starting pitcher in the Game 1 victory against North Medford last week back on Tuesday. 9-1 victory for Willamette in that one. 1-0 pitch to Wirtz is high, a 2-0 count. Danner, an opportunity to tie this one up. With a 2-out base knock, he'll take high, and he's ahead 3-0. It was a 2-out single by Colin Robbins that gave the Wolverines a 1-0 lead in the top half of the first. There's 4 straight pitches out of the zone. Ball 4 issued to Wirtz. So Danner gets on with 2 away, and it'll bring up A.J. Black. They will bring in a courtesy runner for Wirtz. It'll be Rylan Glasser that'll head out to first base.
Ready for Danner Wirtz.
A.J. Black will bat. Starting lineups today have been brought to you by Southern Septic Service. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning. Southern Septic Service is woman-owned and woman and veteran-owned and is a proud supporter of our local youth sports. Fly ball to right field. Tracking that one, Mason Christian is there. Roseburg threatens to try and tie this one up, but they will leave the game-tying run at third base. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We will go to the top of the second. It's a 1-0 lead for Willamette on top of Roseburg. Here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
We go to the top of the second inning. It's a 1-0 lead. In front, the Willamette Wolverines in this one. I want to say thanks again to Roseburg Disposal for being our pregame show's sponsor. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Danner back out on the mound. First pitch, check swing, foul ball. Back to the backstop for Remy Bollinger. Bollinger out in left field defensively. He'll swing at that one, bounds one towards Mason Young at second. Young fields and has time to get the out at first to get things started with a putout here in the second inning. 1 away. Up next will be Berkeley Granberry, the first baseman. Granberry, a solo home run in that Game 2 loss against North Medford down at Jim McAbee Field on Saturday. Takes low on the first pitch, a 1-0 count. Hit a solo home run. That made it a 1-run ball game in that one. Actually, sorry, made it a 2-run game. The 1-0 pitch. He will hit it down the first base side. It is knocked down by Popkin. Throw to first in time. Yes! Covering the bag at first. Able to get there just in the nick of time was Danner Wirtz as the throw from Popkin right on target. Sliding in head first. Granberry cannot beat the play. Oh, that was bang, bang at the bag. The ruling was the throw was in time to get him, and Wirtz was in time to get there as well. Nice job by Popkin to stay with that one after knocking it down. First pitch, strike one to Mason Christian. He'll hit one foul down the third base side. I was going to tell you that Granberry hit that solo home run. That Game 2, man, Willamette had every opportunity to try and get the lead back or tie the game up, but they could not do it. They had the game-tying run in scoring position with no outs, had the bases loaded with nobody out. They scored a run on a sacrifice fly, still had 2 outs to work with the bases loaded, but they would leave them loaded. Back-to-back strikeouts as the ball just fouled down the third base side. Christian's been out in front of a couple of them so far. Back-to-back strikeouts finished that game, and North Medford would get one against Willamette last week, taking the final game of the 3-game series. 2 away. The 0-2 pitch to Christian. Popped him up, but it goes back foul. Mason Christian, the right fielder. He'll hit one towards left field on the run and not able to get there and not able to cut it off. It'll roll all the way to the wall. Christian will have himself a 2-bagger. He will get in standing up out at second base. And he looks to the dugout to fire him up over there. A 2-out double out to the left field wall. Christian had been out in front of every pitch he saw. Finally got one to stay fair, and he's in scoring position.
Number 1, Landon Cook.
Landon Cook will bat. Starting third baseman, bats 9th in the order. He'll put the first pitch in the air out towards shallow right center. Long run. Christian Corba. Neither Corba nor Coleman will get there, and that ball falls for an RBI single for Cook. I'm not sure if Coleman lost it in the sun out there or if Corba had called him off, or maybe just Coleman thought that Corba was going to get there easier. But it landed more towards right field, and Corba, he's quick, but that's a long run, and he can't get there in time. 2-0. Willamette in front, a 2-out rally here in the second. Now a line drive shot, snagged out of the air at second base by Mason Young. That'll finish off the frame for the Indians as Mason Young comes up with the play up the middle. Final out made, and the Roseburg Indians will get out of it as Brody Butler lines out, but that will be another run on the board for the Wolverines. 1 run on 2 2-out base hits. No errors for Roseburg. 1 man left to board. Willamette leads it 1-0, or make that 2-0 here on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Nick Ruiz will lead things off for the Roseburg Indians, trailing 2-0 against Willamette. A couple of 2-out rallies, and the Wolverines have themselves a couple of run lead. A ball off the hands is fielded by the pitcher, Jackson Dowdy. He makes the catch off the mound, and that will retire Nick Ruiz on a soft pop fly on the infield. 1 away, Brady Popkin will bat, the 7-hitter for the Indians. One-0 pitch. He tried to hold up on a breaking ball. Tails away from the right-handed batter. Could not hold up. That ball swung on and missed. Strike 1. Dowdy fires one on the outside corner for strike 2. Today's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Pitch in the dirt. A 1-2 count for Brady Popkin, the senior first baseman. Takes low and outside, 2-2. Roseburg had the game-tying run at third base in the first inning. Couldn't bring them around to score. Willamette so far has scored all their runs with 2 outs. A breaking ball chopped off the plate in front of the mound, barehanded, and a throw to first. Ooh, almost threw it away. Berkeley Granberry able to snag it and get out of harm's way down the first base line. Brady Popkin out on another nice defensive play off the mound by Dowdy. Dowdy so far,
catcher, number 11,
he's made 3 putouts on the mound. Dowdy fielded a ball that was chopped on the infield by Paxton Burke. Made a great play, barehanded throw to first. He also made the catch off the mound on a pop fly by Nick Ruiz, and now just made that play against Brady Popkin. First pitch fouled away by Amos Bowers, the catcher, trying to get going. Break out of a little bit of a funk here. He has been trying to get the bat hot once again. The 0-1 to Bowers. Breaking ball is low. Has himself a 1-1 count. Beautiful day here at the ballpark. Temperatures in the 70s, I do believe. Yeah, 72 as a ball hit down the third base side, just foul. It'll be strike two against Bowers. 72 degrees and sunny right now. Expecting a low of 51 tonight, so we'll start cooling off just a bit, but there's nothing but blue sky overhead here at the ballpark. 1-2 pitch from Dowdy. Swung on and missed to finish it off. So we will go to the third inning. Roseburg down in order here in the second. And it is still a 2-0 lead for the Willamette Wolverines. We'll come back with the top of the third here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Top of the third inning, 2-0 lead for Willamette. Today's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel. Make sure you have an agent in your corner. Call 541-672-5701. Danner Wirtz will face the 2-3-4 hitters. Ground ball for Brady Butler to shortstop Paxton Burke. Burke backhands and fires across the diamond. Retired the first batter here in the third inning. One away for the Wolverines. Zeke Thomas up to bat. He lined out to second base in the first inning. A couple of two-out hits here in this one that have scored runs. Two-out single in the first inning by Colin Robbins. Made it a 1-0 game as Zeke will take a strike on a breaking ball in the inside corner. Mason Christian, a two-out double, put a man in scoring position in the second, and he scored on a bloop single to right field by Landon Cook. 2-0 lead for the Wolverines. Just inside. Tried to go back to the same spot there for Wirtz, but he could not get the hitter to chase and couldn't get the call on the inside corner. Zeke Thomas, the sophomore on this team, a transfer before this school year, takes a strike on that inside corner. They continue to attack there. Transfer from Crescent Valley High School prior to this year, played football, was a first-team all-league quarterback for the Wolverines as a sophomore. The 1-2 pitch bounces in front of the plate. Threw for 2,600 yards and 32 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions during the fall season on the gridiron. But he's a heck of a baseball player, too. So he waits on the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball looped out towards right center, and that will get down. It's going to carry to the alley. Long run for Fletcher Coleman. The lefty will get it, sends it back in, and it's a one-out double this time. Didn't wait till they got 2 outs against him to strike. Thomas puts it in the alley and finds himself in scoring position for Colin Robbins, who drove in a run in the first. That's the 5th hit in the ball game for the Wolverines so far. They lead it 2-0. Colin Robbins, the junior, bats left-handed, takes low and inside. Behind the plate, Amos Bauer scooping it up, holding Thomas out at second base. The right-hander, Danner Wirtz, delivers. That ball off the end of the bat's going to just dribble its way to shortstop. No play to be made for Burke, but he keeps it on the infield. Probably saves a run there, and that's a seeing-eye single for Robbins. Finds his way on a ball just off the end of the bat. Just trickles its way to shortstop. Back-to-back base hits with one out, runners on the corners. Jackson Dowdy will bat.
Batter number 27, Jackson Dowdy.
He'll square to bunt, goes back to the mound, field, a throw to first. They'll get the out there. It'll be a sac bunt to drive in a run. Thomas will score. Up to second base goes Robbins. Dowdy a sacrifice. There's two away, but a run comes in to score for the Wolverines. It's 3-0. They'll bring in a courtesy runner. Once again, it's going to be Trevor Jones running out there. And it'll be Remy Bollinger, who grounded out to second in his first at-bat, 0 for 1 today. RBI opportunity with two away. Check swing, dribbler first base side, fielded by Wirtz. He will toss it over to Popkin to finish off the frame. Willamette adds another. They've scored in every inning so far, and they lead it 3-0. They put one more on the board, one run on two hits. There were no errors and one man left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning. Roseburg trailing 3-0 against Willamette on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 4.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Heading into the bottom of the third inning. Today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. 9-1-2 hitters coming up. Mason Young will get things started against Jackson Dowdy as we begin this third inning. Today's game also brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Well, it's been a run in every inning so far for the Wolverines. In the third inning, they were able to score that run with less than 2 outs. They had waited until 2 outs in the first and the second. Young, first pitch, ground ball chopper towards third, high hop, easy play at third base for Landon Cook. Comes charging in, throws on the run to get Mason Young at first. Young will ground out to start things off. One time through the lineup now for Roseburg. We head back to the top where Paxton Burke will look to try and find his way on base for the first time today. Fouls off the first pitch from Dowdy for strike one. Coming into today, Paxton Burke has hit safely. He's reached base, in all but 2 games this year. As he takes outside, a 1-1 count. Comes in with a batting average of .409 on the year. The 1-1. Line drive shot out towards center field will drop in for a base knock. That is the 28th hit of the year for Burke, who has his 22nd single of the season. Just the second hit in the ballgame for the Indians. Runner on at first with 1 out. We'll see how aggressive they want Burke to be at first base. He is a steal machine with 24 on the season. Fletcher Coleman had the first hit of the game for the Indians as a pickoff throw. Dowdy on the mound must have heard me talking about Burke's propensity to steal. Checking on him there at the bag. Dowdy will face Coleman, again, who had the first hit in the first inning, a single up the middle. Another pickoff throw to first is not in time. Roseburg softball taking on Willamette today as well, and it looks like it's off to a good start for the Tribe. First pitch to Coleman, runner going, throw down to second base. They can't hang on to the baseball. And in safely it will be Burke. He had a highlight stolen base last year where the ball beat him there, but he swam around the tag and got in safely. That one, I saw that again here not that long ago. Pretty special play. 1-0 count for Fletcher Coleman with a man in scoring position as Roseburg tries to rally back, trailing 3-0. The pitch is in for a strike to Coleman. 1-1 for the left-handed junior. Playing in at first base, maybe with the expectation that there could be a bunt coming from Coleman here. A 1-1 pitch to Fletcher. Takes low, a 2-1 count. He has been a great judge of balls and strikes at the plate. He has walked a team high 20 times on the season. He's got a 2-1 count. Dowdy with a man at second and one away. Misses low again, a 3-1. Count to Fletcher Coleman. So softball at home taking on Willamette today, and the Roseburg girls are up 6-0 as they're in the top of the third there. Dowdy's 3-1 pitch. High ball 4. That's his second walk allowed. He issued a walk to Danner Wirtz back in the first. That'll be walk number 21 on the year for Fletcher Coleman. Runners at first and second with just one out. Here's the top of the order, and this is the chance for Roseburg to try and start doing some damage and get back into this ball game. And maybe with the thought of that, here comes a visit out to the mound for a pitching conversation. Let's go ahead and take a quick 10-second timeout for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball here on The Score. Today's ball game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Call 541-378-6694. In the bottom of the third, it is a 3-0 lead for Willamette. But Roseburg with a couple of runners aboard looking to try and cut into that deficit. It'll be the freshman Christian Corba that will come up to bat. Corba on the year, batting .273. First pitch from Dowdy. Waiting, and he will step off. Corba hit a deep fly ball to center field in his first at-bat. Wasn't deep enough to get over the head of the center fielder, Brody Butler, but it was deep enough to allow Fletcher Coleman to tag and advance to third from second. So he hit it pretty well, just hit it right to the center fielder. First pitch for Dowdy with Burke out there dancing around out at second. It's a stalemate on the mound. There is no pitch clock in high school baseball. Finally got a shot clock for high school basketball. I don't know if we might look to introduce a pitching clock for baseball with the way Dowdy is stalling on the mound. Although there are times I feel as if baseball, I can't keep up sometimes trying to do all that we're doing here in the booth when you're doing it solo. Outside on the first pitch, finally, to Christian Corba. Feels like Corba's been at the plate for about 5 minutes and finally sees the first pitch of the at-bat. Christian trying to add to his RBI total and get his team on the board for the first time today. He'll hit one through the left side. That's a base knock. They've got Burke rounding, heading for home. The throw to the plate is not going to get there in time. In safely goes Burke. The throw gets by, allows everybody else to move up 90 feet, and Roseburg's on the board. A big single for Corba. He drives in one, and he continues a current hit streak as the freshman comes up big, and he gets the Roseburg on the board to make it 3-1 here in the bottom of the third. Bring up Danner Wirtz, and he's got 2 men in scoring position, and he'll try to see if he can add to this run here in the third. Still just 1 out. At third base is Coleman. At second base is Corba. Wirtz fouls off the first pitch. An RBI single for Christian Corba. That stretches his hit streak to 6 games. Coming in, he had a 5-game hit streak. That included 3 doubles and had 7 RBIs during that stretch. Now he's got 8 RBIs in his last 6 games, and he's had a hit in each of them. Pretty good stretch there for the freshman. 0-1 pitch to Wirtz. The sophomore takes outside, a 1-1 count. Burke coming in to score from second base. Getting Roseburg on the board makes it 3-1. Bottom of the third, the Indians break the goose egg and cut into the deficit. A breaking ball. That misses low, 2 balls and a strike. Danner walked in the first inning, was left stranded on base. A 2-1 pitch for Dowdy. High and inside. Danner trying to see if he could maybe tie this one up on a base hit here with just 1 out. 3-1 pitch. Had a look at one, fouls it over the right side, out of play. At Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg, Oregon. It's Southwest Conference baseball for us here this evening. Willamette leading the conference and right now leading 3-1 in the bottom of the third. The Indians trying to cut into it. And there is ball 4. Pitch low and outside to Wirtz. He'll draw his second walk in the ballgame. Third walk issued by Dowdy. And the bases are loaded with just 1 out. They will bring in Rylan Glasser to run once again for the pitcher. Up to bat will be A.J. Black. He came up in a spot in the first inning with 2 runners on, but 2 outs. And he ended up flying out to right field for the final out. He bats here with just 1 out, and the base is loaded. So this situation a little bit more in his favor than it was back in the first when he batted with 2 outs and just 2 on. There's only 1 out and 3 on now. He'll take high for ball 1. Roseburg right now trailing Willamette by 3 games in the conference standings. With 6 games left to go, that includes this current matchup right now. The 1-0 swung on and missed by A.J. A.J. Black comes in, batting .268, 15 RBI on the year. Dowdy out of the stretch with the 1-1. Swung on and missed again by Black. At third base is Coleman. At second base is Corba. At first base, Rylan Glasser running for Danner Wirtz. A 1-2 pitch to Black. Swings and misses, and that is a big strikeout for Jackson Dowdy. Just his second in the ballgame, but it comes at a big moment for the second out here in the third. It'll be now Nick Ruiz that'll bat. Ruiz in the second inning led off, got handcuffed off the handle, just a little soft fly ball to the mound that was fielded by Dowdy. He's trying to come through with something better here. Pitch is low and outside for a 1-0 count. Bases loaded with 2 away in the bottom of the third. Roseburg with 1 run in so far, cutting it down to a 2-run deficit. The 1-0 pitch. Ruiz will take outside. Roseburg looking for anything here, a pass ball that might help a run come in. Nick Ruiz also has been hit by a pitch 7 times this season. If that were to happen here, he would pick up an RBI. 2-0. Misses outside. They have not tried to attack the inside corner at all against him. Ruiz has been hit by a pitch 7 times. There was game 1 down at South Medford, game 1 on Saturday. He was hit in all 3 of his at-bats. 3-0 pitch, misses, ball 4. We got a run that comes in on a 4-pitch walk with the bases loaded. That's the 4th walk in the game for Dowdy. Coach has already made 1 trip out to the mound for Willamette, so a return trip out there, and you're going to have to make a pitching change. So right now, they've got to kind of let Jackson Dowdy figure it out himself out on the mound. Coming in to score was Fletcher Coleman. Brady Popkin will bat. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Bases remain loaded with 2 outs. Game-tying run is Christian Corba at third. The 0-1 pitch from Dowdy. Swung on and missed by Popkin. Brady behind 0-2 in the at-bat. He grounded out a little tapper on the infield. His last time up, fielded by Dowdy off the mound. 0-2 pitch. Popkin trying to make some contact. He'll foul that one down the right field side. Roseburg has gotten back into this ball game with a pair of runs here in the bottom of the 3rd. They trail 3-2 against Willamette, who has scored in each inning to start out the game. 0-2 pitch to Popkin once again. He'll take high and inside. Nice job by the senior to lay off. One-two delivery from Dowdy. That ball down the right field side, but into the bullpen and out of play. Popkin hanging in there as he fights off another pitch. Roseburg has sent 7 hitters to the plate, make that 8 hitters to the plate here in the 3rd. Jackson Dowdy trying to get through it here. He just walked in 1 run. A 1-2 pitch. Popkin fouls off another one as he battles his way on the mound or at the plate. No activity down in the bullpen at all for Willamette here. Jackson Dowdy, their starter here in the 3rd inning. Laboring a bit, but still has a lead. His 1-2 pitch. Line drive to left field. That lead is gone. It's a base hit to left field. They're going to send another runner to the plate. We tie it up and take the lead. Roseburg in front on a 2-run single by Brady Popkin. The senior will deliver for Roseburg as he comes through with a 2-out single to left field. It was mishandled just a bit by Bellinger out there in left, and it allows 2 runs to come in. Roseburg was sending that second runner, I think, no matter what. And they will put 2 across here in the bottom of the 3rd to take a lead on top of Willamette. Coming in to score was Corba and Glasser, who was running for Wirtz. Up to bat, Amos Bowers. He's the 9th man up, and the ball goes to the backstop. Runners will all move up. Late break, throw to 3rd, not in time. Getting in safely is Ruiz. So now 2 runners in scoring position for the Indians after a wild pitch. 1-0 count for Bowers. Ruiz at 3rd, Popkin at 2nd. Roseburg 4 runs across here in the 3rd. They lead it 4-3. Bowers takes high and inside for a 2-0 count. Roseburg battling their way back after 2 scoreless innings to start. They explode here in the 3rd for a 4 spot. 2-0 pitch to Bowers off the hand, softly hit foul out of the reach of first baseman Berkeley Granberry. Coming up in the fourth inning, we will take a look at the Southwest Conference schedule today. We'll get you caught up on the standings and get you some scores if we can. 2-1 pitch to Amos Bowers with 2 outs and runners at second and third. He takes high and inside. Dowdy misses the mark, and he falls behind 3-1. First base is open. Mason Young led off this inning with a ground ball out to third. He waits on deck, licking his chops at an opportunity to get up for a second time. A 3-1 pitch, ball 4. Another walk issued by Dowdy, his 5th in the ball game. And it is the 4th that he has issued here in the third. Bases are loaded, and we're getting a pitching change. We are going to have a pitching change here in the third inning. Is coming out to visit the mound will be the coach for Willamette. I believe that's Robert Cantwell headed out that direction. That is going to do it for Dowdy. He will exit here in the third. He can't get through it. He pitches 2 2/3 innings and has given up the lead with 4 runs coming across here in the third inning. We will take a quick 1-minute timeout for the pitching change and come back to get you all the details on the changes here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
Taking over on the mound will be junior Brady Berry. The shortstop will move to the mound. Taking over for Jackson Dowdy, who goes 2 2/3. We'll figure out all the other defensive changes for the Wolverines. Berry will inherit the bases loaded with 2 outs here in the third inning. Roseburg has hit through the lineup, and Mason Young will come up to bat for a second consecutive time. He batted it to start out this inning. Ended up grounding out to third. So can't close the book yet on Jackson Dowdy. Once we can, we will let you know. While we got a break in the action, we can let you know the Southwest Conference schedule for today. Grants Pass starting their 3-game series at South Eugene. And then you've got the big matchup down at Harry and David Field. It is North Medford and South Medford squaring off. And after 2 innings down there, it is 4-0 North Medford leading South Medford. That would be kind of big. We've got North, Roseburg, and South Medford all kind of jumbled in the middle of the Southwest Conference standings right now. You've got Willamette leading the way with a 10-2 record. They've got just a slim lead over Sheldon, which is 11-4. More wins, but more losses for the Irish, who are off this week, or at least not playing league games this week. Then you've got Roseburg and North Medford at 7-5, and South Medford at 8-7, all right there in the middle. All right, bases loaded. Barry takes over on the mound. First pitch to Mason Young, a strike on the corner. Barry trying to get Willamette through this bottom of the third, where Roseburg has scored 4 and taken a lead. The 0-1. Young hits one out towards right field. That ball carries enough and tails to the right fielder, Mason Christian, for the final out. Well-struck ball, but it just in the wrong spot for Mason Young. But the Roseburg will score 4 runs here in the third inning. They come on 3 hits. There were no errors and 3 men left on base. 4-3, Roseburg grabs the lead in the bottom of the third. We head to the top of the fourth on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Leading off will be Berkeley Granbury for the Willamette Wolverines. Danner Wirtz on the mound. Misfires on the first pitch. 1-0 count. Breaking ball missing outside. 2-0. Today's game brought to you by First Choice Health Insurance, your trusted team for all of your insurance needs. 4-3, Roseburg in front of Willamette, their first lead of the day as we start this fourth inning. 2-0 pitch from Wirtz. Misses outside. He falls behind 3-0 against Granbury, who grounded out to first. Just on a bang-bang play at the bag. Back in the second inning. 3-0 is down the middle for a strike for Wirtz. Granbury will dig back in. 3-1. Ground ball towards short. In front of it is Burke. His throw across over there in time. And there is one away as they retire Granbury. Mason Christian will bat. He had a double with 2 outs in the second inning. That led to a run for the Wolverines. He would score on a 2-out bloop single by Landon Cook. And at the time, it gave Willamette a 2-0 lead. First pitch, a check swing to the on-deck circle for strike one. Jackson Dowdy exits the game. His line in this one, he goes 2 2/3. He gave up 4 runs on 4 hits, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The 0-1 pitch to Christian is a breaking ball for a strike. I didn't catch all of the defensive changes. No numbers on the front of the jerseys for Willamette, so it makes it a little harder. I think Dowdy might have gone back behind the plate as a fastball misses outside on the 0-2. What I'm thinking happened is Dowdy went to catcher from the mound, and then Robbins, the catcher, went to shortstop. We'll try to confirm all of that coming up in the next half inning defensively for the Wolverines. 1-2 pitch from Wirtz. Breaking ball. Got him to chase one outside the zone, carrying away from the right-handed batter. Christian fouls it away. Mason Christian, first-team All-Southwest Conference pitcher last year. We'll see him this weekend. He's ranked 5th in the class of 2027. Just a junior. He'll hit one towards left field for his second hit of the game. He has gotten out in front of a couple of balls against Danner Wirtz and pulled him to left field each time. 7th hit in the ball game for Willamette. They get a man on with 1 out. Landon Cook will bat. He had the Texas leaguer out towards shallow right center. That came back in the second inning. It was a long run by Christian Corbett to try and get there. It landed closer to right field than center. And nobody was able to make a play on it. Drove in a run as it was with 2 outs. Runner moving on contact. He bloops one up again, but this time on the infield. It is A.J. Black, the third baseman, that secures the baseball for the second out. And we'll head back to the top of the order for the Wolverines.
Top of the order now for Willamette, number 14, Brody Butler.
Brody Butler will bat. He is 1 for 2 in the game. Last time up, lined out to the second baseman. Takes low and inside. Butler batting left-handed. Pickoff throw to first is not in time. Doesn't seem like it's too breezy out there right now. Yesterday, we were seeing some pretty good winds as a slow curveball. Butler was well out in front. He swings through. Yesterday, as the day wore on, we started to see the winds really picking up as the day went on, but at the moment, fairly calm out there on this warm Tuesday. Ground ball chopper, first base side foul. And Wirtz once again gets to 2 strikes against one of the Willamette batters, trying to finish it off here. Couldn't get Mason Christian earlier. He ended up at first with a single. Trying to get Butler on a 1-2 pitch. Line drive right side will get into right field. Fletcher Coleman will come in. Gets it back in quickly and only up to second base for Christian on the single. Brody Butler now 2 for 3 in the ballgame. Runners at first and second with 2 away. Brady Berry will bat. Third time up for him. Willamette has put 2 hits on the board in every inning so far. Wirtz trying to put up a scoreless frame for the first time. First pitch to Berry, who is now pitching. He takes first strike. Checking in on Willamette softball over at Roseburg High School. Right now it's Roseburg leading 7-1. They're in the top of the 5th in that one. Look back to second. No throw that direction by Wirtz. College baseball coming up tonight. You've got Oregon State up in Hillsboro taking on the Portland Pilots. As a ball popped up, it's just going to barely reach the outfield, and it's caught by the shortstop, Paxton Burke. It's a scoreless frame for Danner Wirtz and the Indians. They grab a lead and then keep it as they make their way through the top of the 4th. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base for the Wolverines. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a 4-3 lead for Roseburg on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Coming back for the bottom of the 4th inning, Roseburg leading 4-3 against Willamette. On the mound, Brady Berry taking over in that 3rd inning. And he will face Roseburg's top of the order for the first time. Trying to get a handle here on exactly how the defensive changes have gone for Willamette as we make our way to the bottom of the 4th. It does look like it is Dowdy behind the plate, although his catching gear is kind of obscuring most of his number, but it looks like a 7 out there. And I do believe Robbins, we'll see which way they go here. You've got Robbins and Thomas up the middle, and they will go the way I thought. So it'll be Colin Robbins at shortstop.
Top of the order for Roseburg, number 7, Paxton Burke.
So it was how I thought. Dowdy goes behind the plate. Robbins, who had been behind the plate, goes to shortstop. When they made the pitching change to bring in Brady Berry. Berry will face Paxton Burke, who leads off the 4th inning. Batting for a 3rd time today. First time facing the new arm on the mound. Brady Berry, I don't know much about his pitching acumen, but boy, it seems like his fastball's got some get up and go to it. Right-hander. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Blows one by Burke. Yeah, that fastball has some velocity to it. 0-2 pitch by Berry. Burke will poke one foul to stay alive at the plate. Roseburg scoring 4 times in the bottom of the third to grab a 4-3 lead. They were down 3-0 at the time and rally back as another ball fouled away by Paxton. Today's game brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection, plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue. That's McClendon Smokehouse. 0-2 pitch to Burke. Fouls another one back. These two teams will meet on Saturday in Eugene for a doubleheader at Willamette High School. Floyd Ogden Field up there, starting at noon for that twin bill. The 0-2 pitch to Burke is high and tight. Leans out of the way. Been a sunny day here. Shadows have been out on the field for a bit. They're starting to stretch across the diamond right now, standing in the shadows of one of the light structures. Brady Berry out there on the bump, delivers the 1-2, high and away. 2-2 count for Burke. The roof casting the shadow behind home has started to shift its way towards the first base dugout, and shadows creeping in from the left field corner from the trees out that direction. High and away again on the 2-2, and Berry finds himself on a full count after being ahead 0-2 against Burke for a while. Paxton has fought his way back into the at-bat. The full count pitch to the leadoff man here in the bottom of the fourth. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Berry finishes him off. First strikeout in the game for Brady Berry. Third strikeout for the Roseburg batters.
Next batter, number 9.
One away, it'll be Fletcher Coleman to bat. Coleman has been on base twice. Scored a run in the third after reaching on a walk. He takes low and inside on a ball that gets to the backstop off the glove of Dowdy behind the plate. Told you that North Medford was leading against South Medford pretty good. That might be good for Roseburg and North Medford. Coleman pops one up foul back behind home for strike 1. If Roseburg and North Medford both were to win today, that would tighten things up in the conference standings just a hair more. One pitch to Coleman. Low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch from Berry misses high, 3-1. Grants Pass is at South Eugene today. Looks like I can get a score on that one for us. It's a 3-1 pitch, fouled off by Coleman. Grants Pass leading that one 8-3 after 3 innings in Eugene. The Axe winless in conference play. Did pick up their first win of the season, beating North Salem last week. 3-2 pitch, 1 out, nobody on. Fletcher Coleman at the plate will foul away another one as he stays alive. Berry, he hasn't given up anything so far, but Roseburg making him work for it here. They continue to foul off pitches here to start off things in the 4th inning. Fletcher Coleman will call time before the pitch by Berry. Just 6 league games left to go for Roseburg, including today's contest. A lot to be decided over those final 2 weeks as a pitch high for ball 4. Second walk in the game for Fletcher Coleman, who has done that plenty so far this season. Coleman gets on base once again. He's been on base all 3 times in this one. And I might have told you before, but, well, he's been on base a lot. I thought I had maybe a better number here. But he does have a 7-game hit streak after a hit in his first at-bat. Swing and a miss to Christian Corba. The freshman delivered a single to drive in a run in the 3rd inning. That got the scoring started for Roseburg, and they would rally and score 4 times in that 3rd to take a lead. He's trying to help things out here. The 0-1 pitch. Runner going, the pitch high, throw down to second base, swimming around the tag and safe out at second. Out at second base, Fletcher Coleman able to swim around the tag and get in safely. We'll take a look at that when we get a second here. Man out at second with a 1-1 count for Corba. Check swing, and he fouls it back. Here you go. Here's a look at that play at second. Oh, yeah, he got the right arm in there just in the nick of time for Fletcher Coleman. I believe it's a 2-1 count here for Corba. Excuse me, that was a 1-2 count, and there's a swing and a miss. So there's 2 away. Corba, after that check swing foul ball, he was down to his last one and swings through. 2 down on a couple of strikeouts for Brady Berry. Man out at second base. Danner Wirtz has walked twice in this one. Swings on the first pitch, cannot make contact. Danner comes into the game. He's had 10 RBIs in his last 5 games, looking to try and keep that going and add to it here with a man at second and 2 away. He'll take a breaking ball in the dirt, a 1-1 count. On the mound for Danner, he's got a lead to work with here, trying to add some insurance to it. But he has not had a win in his last 2 starts, a loss and a no decision for him. He's trying to turn that around as well. 1-1 pitch from Berry. Swung on and missed by Wirtz. Chasing some high heat on that one. Couldn't catch up. Bottom of the 4th inning here at Champion Car Wash Field. Southwest Conference baseball action. Willamette and Roseburg. The Indians leading 4-3. And that'll stay the score as a swing and a miss. Chasing one up at the eyeballs. Danner goes down swinging. 3 strikeouts in that half inning for Brady Berry, as he will keep this a 1-run ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base for the Indians. Head to the top of the 5th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
A 1-run ball game as we enter the 5th inning here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. Danner Wirtz still on the mound throwing. First pitch. Zeke Thomas will foul one up and out of play over the first base dugout for strike 1. Today's game brought to you by Gibbs RV Superstore. You got to get to Gibbs. Thomas, Robbins, and Dowdy due up here in the 5th inning for the Wolverines. Danner, the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball. Thomas lifts it in the air out towards left center, where Christian Corba will make the grab for the first out. Colin Robbins will bat. If you're asking yourself the question, is he related to the Robbins that were on the roster last year for the Roseburg Indians? Yes, that is the answer. Big family, and they are spread up and down the I-5 corridor from Medford up to Eugene, it appears. So breaking ball misses low, ball 1. Found that out last year. He's a cousin of former Roseburg Indians Luke and Cal Robbins that were with the team last year. Luke graduated. Cal moved with his family to Idaho. So ground ball right side. Colin Robbins will have a 3-hit day. That's why they got him in the cleanup spot. His 3rd single will be a ball out to right field, out of the reach of Mason Young at second. 9th hit in the game for Willamette. They've had a man on base in every inning. Are looking to tie this one up. If he's related to Cal and Luke from last year, he's also related to Jeremiah and Josh Robbins, who are on the Umpqua Riverhawks roster and part of the coaching staff, respectively. First pitch, strike one. So, like I said, big family, and they've got they're spread up and down the I-5 corridor, and now out in Idaho as well. 0-1 count for Jackson Dowdy is a look to first, but no throw by by Wirtz. Robbins diving back in. Dowdy is 0 for 1, laid down a sac bunt that brought in a run in his last at-bat. He'll ground one just foul down the third base side. I wrote that down backwards in my scorebook. He laid down a sac bunt and picked up the RBI. Pitch goes to the backstop for Wirtz, gets away from Bowers, goes all the way back out towards the mound. Up to second base will go Robbins on a 1-2 count now for Dowdy. The ball just got away from Wirtz. Wild pitch, putting the game-tying run into scoring position with one out. The 1-2 to Dowdy. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout there for Danner. Just his second strikeout in the ball game. 2 away, and up to bat will be Remy Ballinger. 0 for 2 in this ball game for Ballinger. First pitch to the 6-hitter. Down the middle for a strike. Ballinger, he's 0 for 2, but he has put the ball in play both times. A couple of ground outs. Last one, a grounder to first. The 0-1, breaking ball outside. Ballinger was an honorable mention All-Southwest Conference selection last year. The 1-1 pitch to him. Pickoff throw to second base. Did they get the tag on there? Mason Young will apply the tag, and that'll finish off the frame with Colin Robbins out there wondering if he could get a better call. They will rule him out at second base, and that will finish off the frame here in the top of the 5th inning. Roseburg, a pickoff play to keep the lead intact. That will finish it and send us to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is 4-3. Roseburg in front here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
A.J. Black, Nick Ruiz, and Brady Popkin due up for Roseburg here in the 5th. Today's game brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson and Company, member SIPC.
Move to the bottom of the 5th inning. First batter for Roseburg, number 15.
Bottom of the 5th. A 4-3 lead, Roseburg in front. Brady Berry out on the mound. He has been nearly untouchable since entering the game back in the 3rd. He'll miss high for ball 1. Only man on base against Berry so far came on a walk to Fletcher Coleman in the 4th inning. Struck out the side in the 4th other than that walk. A.J. Black will foul off a pitch, a 1-1 count to the junior as he leads things off 0 for 2 in the ball game. The 1-1 pitch from Barry. Swung on and missed. Last year, Roseburg was 2-1 against Willamette. The Wolverines are just 5-16 against Roseburg since 2015. As the series goes, the 1-2 pitch to Black. Strike 3 called. Froze him at the plate. He is retired. The leadoff man here in the 5th with his 4th strikeout. Out of the 5 outs that have been made with Brady Berry on the mound, 4 of them have been strikeouts. Roseburg and Willamette, they didn't play each other from 2019 through 2022. Of course, part of that was COVID and then the regional schedules because of COVID. So that kind of limited the opportunities. As a pitch high, ball 1 to Nick Ruiz. Willamette, since 2015, just 5-16 against the Indians. The 1-0 to Ruiz, swung on and missed. Here in the bottom of the 5th, it's just a 1-run ball game. Roseburg in front after scoring 4 times in the bottom of the 3rd to take the lead. The 1-1. Inside Ruiz. Almost got hit by that pitch, and I think behind the plate, Dowdy almost wondered if there was some sort of obstruction or anything. Maybe Ruiz might have been, like I said, he leads the team in getting hit by pitches. He's not afraid to get himself out there, and he'll try to find a way to see if he can just possibly earn himself a hit by pitch. Ruiz will step back into the box with a 2-1 count after a brief visit with first base coach Tim Sester. The 2-1. A softly hit ball towards the right side. It'll be playable for Zeke Thomas, who makes the catch. Good thing, because there was nobody covering first if the ball had popped out of his glove. 2 away. That'll bring up Brady Popkin, who had a 2-run single in the 3rd. It came with 2 outs. And that gave Roseburg the lead on that 2-run single. Drove in the final 2 runs of Roseburg's 4-run inning. First pitch behind it, fouled away by Popkin. Barry's 0-1 pitch. Popkin again a foul ball as he makes more contact but can't straighten it out. It's an 0-2 count with nobody aboard and 2 down here in the 5th inning for the Indians, leading by a run. The 0-2 pitch bounces outside. Coming up in the 6th inning, how about we get to this day in baseball history? We'll run through some of your facts dating all the way back to 1904 on this day in baseball history. A 1-2 pitch. Popkin sends one out towards center field. It will carry, but not enough. Brody Butler runs underneath it to finish off the frame. Brady gives it a ride. Cannot get it to fall. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Brady Berry has come out, and he's been able to keep it a tight ball game. So go to the top of the 6th here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Start out the 6th inning. Willamette up to bat, trailing by 1 against Roseburg. Danner Wirtz will fire in a first pitch. A new batter up to bat, Zaire McCray. He squares around, tries to bunt, but fouls it off for strike 1. McCray, a freshman, will bat for Remy Ballinger, who was up to bat when Colin Robbins was picked off at second base. 0-1 count to McCray. Doesn't show a bunt this time, and he'll take a breaking ball low and outside. 1-1 count. So it's McCray. Granberry waits on deck, and Mason Christian in the hole for the Wolverines. A 1-1 pitch outside. Still down, North Medford still leading down at Harry and David Field. They've got a 4-1 lead over South Medford after 4 innings of play down there. It's a 2-1 pitch outside from Wirtz. Count goes to 3-1. And up in Eugene, Grants Pass leading 10-5 against South Eugene in that matchup. 3-1 pitch from Wirtz. Swing and a miss by McCray for strike 2. Danner trying to battle his way back. Full count pitch coming up to the pinch hitter. McCray will pop one up behind home. Bowers giving it a look, but it lands on the roof for a foul ball to keep the at-bat alive. And over at the softball field, the Roseburg girls were up 8-2 in the top of the 6th there. Down the middle for strike 3, the freshman McCray in a pinch hit appearance strikes out looking. Third strikeout in the game for Danner Wirtz. Berkeley Granberry will bat. He's 0 for 2 in the game. South Eugene scores a run. 10-6 the score up there in Eugene now. So they are hanging around with Grants Pass. Well, this day in baseball history, told you we'd get to some trivia facts for you. As Granberry swings through the first pitch for strike 1. Back in 1904, Cy Young throws the second of his 3 career no-hitters. The 0-1 pitch misses outside. It was a 3-0 perfect game, in fact, against the Philadelphia Athletics. That was the start of him throwing 24 consecutive hitless innings. So breaking ball just misses for Wirtz. Imagine that. 9-inning ball game, 24 innings. That is just shy of almost throwing 3 consecutive no-hitters. 2-1 pitch from Wirtz misses outside. 3-1 count. Pretty impressive there for Cy Young. I guess that might be why they named the award after him. 3-1 pitch at the knees for a strike. That is a Major League Baseball record, in fact. 24 consecutive hitless innings. 3-2 pitch from Wirtz. That ball in the air out towards right center on the run. Christian Corba loses his hat, but he will find the baseball. 2 down. Hat comes flying off for Corba and actually kicked off the back of his heels as he was running. Doesn't distract him as he keeps his eye on the ball, runs it down in the alley to retire Granberry. 2 down, and Mason Christian, who is 2 for 2 in the game, he has pulled a couple of balls to left field in his 2 at-bats so far. First pitch misses low, 1-0 count. This day in 1925, Everett Scott. This one's interesting here. Everett Scott ends his consecutive games played streak. There's a ground ball foul down the third base side by Christian. We told you the last time we were on the air, back on Saturday, Lou Gehrig found his consecutive games played streak end at 2,130 games back in 1939. On that date back on Saturday. Well, on this date, back in 1925, Everett Scott, who held the record before Lou Gehrig, saw his consecutive game streak come to an end. As a ball lifted to left field once again by Christian, but this time a low fly ball out to left field is tracked down by Nick Ruiz, and it's a 1-2-3 inning defensively for the Indians. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Roseburg leading 4-3. And we will come back with the bottom of the 6th as the Indians look to add some insurance on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon. Because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning, a 4-3 lead for Roseburg as Willamette tries to keep it tight going to the 7th inning. Joey Keeran here with you at Champion Car Wash Field. Game 1 of this 3-game series this week. They'll play a doubleheader coming up on Saturday. I want to finish the thought there about back in 1925 on this date, Everett Scott ends his consecutive games played streak at 1,307. He held the record before Luke Gehrig would come along to break that record. And it's just funny that this broadcast, we talk about Everett Scott, and in our previous broadcast, we talked about Luke Gehrig's streak coming to an end. So those two streaks came to an end within just a couple of days of each other on the calendar. Granted, they were 14 years apart. Leading things off for Roseburg, it's Amos Bowers, takes high for ball 1 from Brady Berry, who's come in and been lights out in relief. Berry gets a strike across. Amos Bowers, a walk in his last at-bat. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in there as well. A 1-1 pitch from Berry, the right-hander. Buries it outside, 2-1 count. Also on this day back in 1975, this one's an interesting bit of trivia. Herb Washington was released by the Oakland Athletics, and that doesn't seem all that noteworthy. There's a ball lifted right side by Bowers. Not very hard hit, but it will carry just enough as Mason Christian will navigate the sun in that low fly ball out to right field. He's able to make that grab to retire the first man here in the 6th inning for the Indians. Up to bat, Mason Young is 0 for 2 in the ball game. So Herb Washington, released by Oakland, he played just 105 games in Major League Baseball. Not a lot, not even a full season. But in those 105 games, his career was interesting as a check swing foul ball for Young. Herb Washington never had an at-bat. He didn't record any pitching statistics, and he never played in the field. He was strictly used pretty much as a pinch runner. He had 31 stolen bases and 33 runs scored in 105 games in his Major League Baseball career. I mean, it's like being a professional backup quarterback where you get paid to hold a clipboard. Herb Washington, in 1975, his career comes to an end as he was a strictly backup pinch runner in Major League Baseball. Pretty interesting there. 0-2 pitch. Outside to Young. He's got a 1-2 count. 9-hitter up to bat. Top of the order waits on deck. Paxton Burke, 1 for 3 today. Looking to get a chance to hit with a man on base. Hoping that Mason Young can get aboard and set the table. The 1-2. Strike 3 at the knees. Young will watch it go by. In just a short time on the mound, Brady Berry now has 5 strikeouts. He has officially got 3 innings of work now. He finished things off in the 3rd inning with an out, so if he can finish things here in the 6th, he'll get credit for 3 1/3. His first pitch to Paxton Burke, high and away. Mason Young was the first man to face off against Berry for a second time. Top of the order, back up to hit, so second time through against Brady Berry. The 1-0 to Burke. Outside, 2-0 count. Roseburg softball leading 10-2 in the top of the 7th. They're 3 outs away from getting a win over the Willamette Wolverines. Swing and a miss on the 2-0 pitch to Burke. Paxton struck out in his last at-bat against Barry. That was only the 5th strikeout of the season for Paxton. A 2-1 pitch. Pops it up left side. Back behind third. Long run into foul territory. Sliding and making the catch, then finishing it with an acrobatic somersault. Colin Robbins will make the play and finish things off in the 6th inning for the Wolverines. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Brady Berry has come in and thrown 3 1/3 hitless, and he has kept it a 1-run ball game. So we head to the top of the 7th. Roseburg 3 outs away. See if they can close it out on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
Come back here for the 7th inning. Roseburg leading 4-3 against Willamette. Landon Cook leads things off. First pitch he sees, he pulls between the short and third, into the hole there and into left field for a leadoff single. So the game-tying run aboard with nobody out for the Wolverines, and now a base hit into right field for the leadoff man, Brody Butler, his 3rd hit in the game. And so the Wolverines now have 2 runners on base with nobody out, as the first 2 batters need just 1 pitch each to get a base hit. And here's the heart of the order coming up for Willamette. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Brady Berry will bat as Roseburg clinging to that 1-run advantage. Danner Wirtz delivers as a bunt attempt by Berry is fouled back to the netting for strike 1. Get a chance at a legal ID here if we can. Things just getting started in Hillsboro, where the Oregon State Beavers take on the Portland Pilots tonight in a non-league midweek matchup at Hopps Stadium up there. Showing a bunt again, Barry looking to try and move both runners over, pulls it back, he slaps one fair down the third base side. No, the ruling is foul. They will have to send everyone back on a ball right down the line, ruled foul. That would have given Willamette the lead, most likely. You Willamette fans not happy about it nonetheless, but that ball right down the line. Tough judgment call from the home plate umpire. So it's an 0-1 count here for 0-2 count for Brady Berry. Oh, and that looked like it could have been strike 3. It's taken outside for a 1-2 count. Runners at first and second. A 1-run ball game. Roseburg in front. The 1-2, strike 3 call. Berry watches it go by, and I'm sure frustrated that he didn't get the call on that sharp ground ball down the third base side. 4th strikeout in the game for Danner Wirtz, and that was a big one. Zeke Thomas will bat. He is 1 for 3 with a double in this one. He hits with 2 runners on base. Shows a bunt, takes high. Bowers will look the runners back. Roseburg would like to see a ground ball that Paxton Burke and Mason Young could try and turn up the middle. A 1-0 pitch. That ball lifted out to right field. Out in right field, a bit of a treacherous play, but able to make the catch. Fletcher Coleman will get there for the second out. And Roseburg's 1 out away from trying to get this one over with. But it'll be the dangerous Colin Robbins coming up to bat. He's 3 for 3 in this ball game. There are 2 down. And Roseburg, with the way he's been hitting, may elect to put him on. Nope, they're going to let him hit.
Batter's number 9, Colin Robbins.
Colin Robbins will bat. Wirtz, first pitch. A strike called. Oh, 1 count. Willamette down to their last out to work with. A pitch high and away, 1-1. Game tying run at third base is Landon Cook. Brody Butler still at first. Colin Robbins, the 1-1, fouls it down that third base side again. Another ball hit down that. That one more of a cue ball right off the end of the bat. Trickled into foul territory. Tonight's game brought to you by Roseburg Country Club, established in 1922, offering an 18-hole course with excellent year-round playability. Find out more at roseburgcountryclub.com. And by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. The 1-2. Throw down to third base with the runner taking off from first. Brody Butler gets into second base. Runners at second and third. A 2-2 count at the plate for Colin Robbins. The lefty Robbins. 2-2 pitch from Wirtz. Ground ball right side. Mason Young in front of it. Will throw to first base. Roseburg wins. A big statement victory to start out the 3-game series this week. The Indians will get a complete game victory from Danner Wirtz, and they will get the victory on top of Willamette.
Nice game for both
A
teams.
big win there for Roseburg as Colin Robbins will ground out to second to finish it off. And they will leave the game-tying run stranded at third. That is back-to-back losses for the Willamette Wolverines, where they have had the game-tying run and the game-winning run on base in the 7th and could not bring them around to score. Roseburg will get the victory on top of Willamette 4-3. We'll come back and we will wrap this one up for you after this 3-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, And then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its third generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Final score here from Champion Car Wash Field. Game one of this week's three-game set. A big victory for the Roseburg Indians, one that they desperately needed to try and stay in contention for possibly the Southwest Conference Championship, as well as big win for them as they look to improve on their power ranking with the playoffs looming around the corner. Final score 4-3. It was 4 runs in the third inning for Roseburg that gets them the victory after Willamette scored 1 run in each of the first 3 innings to take a 3-0 lead before the Indians would take it back in the bottom of the third. And it was all zeros from there on out as the pitchers duel their way back and forth. For Willamette, 3 runs on 11 hits, no errors, and 7 men left on base. Roseburg had 4 runs on just 4 hits, no errors, and 5 men left on base. Danner Wirtz will get the win. He goes to 5-2 on the season. Wirtz pitched 7 innings. He allows 11 hits, but gives up just 3 runs, all in the first 3 innings. Then he throws 4 shutout frames. He did not have a walk, struck out 3 in the struck out 4 in the contest. On the other side, Jackson Dowdy will take the loss. He gives up 4 runs on 4 hits in 2 2/3 innings. He walked 5 and struck out 2 as he will take the loss. Brady Berry came in relief, and he threw 3 1/3 innings. He did not give up a hit or a run. He walked 1 and struck out 5. He was very on top of it in today's ball game. But he does not factor into the pitching decision at all as the loss goes to Dowdy in this one. It was a run in the first inning on a 2-out single by Colin Robbins. The Willamette Wolverines would add another run in the second after a 2-out double by Mason Christian got a man on base, and he would come in to score on a bloop single with 2 outs by Landon Cook. That made it 2-0. Willamette made it 3-0 on a sacrifice bunt in the third inning. It was 1 out. They laid down a bunt with a man at third, and easily coming in to score was Zeke Thomas. Made it 3-0 at that time. But Roseburg took advantage of some errant pitching by Jackson Dowdy in the third. They would send 10 hitters to the plate. They scored 4 runs on 3 hits. There was also 4 walks in that inning by Dowdy, and that really ended up hurting him. A RBI single by Christian Corba would plate the first run of the game for the Indians. A bases loaded walk to Nick Ruiz would make it 3-2 at the time, and then Brady Popkin with 2 outs, a single to left field, drives in a pair, and that would give Roseburg the lead, and they would hang on from that point forward. Good ball game here, a tight one. Now Roseburg will look to see if they can go to Willamette on Saturday and see if they can get at least one on the road against the Wolverines in Eugene. Offensive numbers here today. A lot of hits in this one for Willamette, and a couple of guys really did some damage. Brody Butler was 3 for 4 in the game with 3 singles. Zeke Thomas was 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Colin Robbins was 3 for 4 in the game, had 3 straight hits to start out the game, drove in a run, but his last at-bat was a big one with the game-tying run at third. He could not come through to drive in the game-tying run. Let's see here. Jackson Dowdy had an RBI on a sac bunt, was 0 for 2. Let's see, 2 hits in the game for Mason Christian, a couple of base hits to left field, a double and a single. He scored a run. Landon Cook had 2 hits in the game, his bloop single in the second, driving in a run there. On the other side for Roseburg, 4 players with a hit in this one. Paxton Burke was 1 for 4, scored a run. Fletcher Coleman was 1 for 1 in the game, a single in the first. He walked in his final 2 plate appearances, scored a run in the third. Christian Corbo was 1 for 3 with an RBI single and scored a run. Danner Wirtz reached base twice on walks, scored a run. The courtesy runner did in his favor. He ended up going 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Let's see here. Nick Ruiz, a bases-loaded walk. He was 0 for 2, but he gets an RBI. Brady Popkin, 1 for 3 in the game with 2 RBIs. He came up with a big clutch hit to drive in the go-ahead run for Roseburg. And Amos Bowers had a walkout on base, but was 0 for 2 in the game. That is a look at the offensive numbers for Roseburg. Taking a look at how things play out here, Sheldon is not playing league games this week, so at 11-4, their record will not change. Willamette goes to 10-3 in league play, and that is going to put them right about half a game ahead of Sheldon in the league standing. It is eerily close between those two teams. With a win, Roseburg goes to 8-5 on the season, and they draw a little bit closer to the top. North Medford was leading against South Medford. If that holds, then North Medford would be 8-5, tied with Roseburg, and South Medford would go to 8-8 on the season. They've played more games, but they would have 3 more losses than both Roseburg and North Medford. Grants Pass is leading 14-8 in their game against South Eugene as they're in the top of the 5th up at South Eugene High School. So that is a look at how things play out. We're definitely going to have a slightly clearer picture of everything when we get done with Saturday's doubleheader in Eugene at Willamette's Floyd Ogden Field. That'll be coming up on Saturday, a noon doubleheader for us there. We'll have the action for you right here on The Score, so hopefully you'll tune in and join us for that one. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here today. As we wrap things up, we want to say thanks to the Willamette Wolverines for making the trek down here and giving us a good ball game today. Want to say thanks to Athletic Director Adam Blue and Head Coach Troy Thompson for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg baseball here on The Score. We want to say thanks and wish a very happy birthday to Dale Cranford back in the studio. His birthday coming up tomorrow. We won't have a chance to wish him happy birthday on his actual birthday, so we'll say it right now. A very happy birthday, the big... Well, let's just say he's turning 25 tomorrow. Yeah, that sounds appropriate for him. Happy birthday to our man Dale Cranford back in the studio producing the radio broadcast for us here this afternoon. And as always, thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. We'll do it again on Saturday with a doubleheader from Willamette High School in Eugene. Game 1 starts at noon. Pregame coverage will begin at 11:45 a.m. We'll have the action for you on 541radio.com, where you can watch the game streaming for free. You can also find it on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube. Follow the action with us there. Hit the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss any of the action there. And you can also follow along right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score. 92.